Welcome to Mainland Television Regional News. I'm Graham O'Brien, and coming up in today's bulletin, visitors arrive in style, beach fest is a go, local girl gets skates on, and more. It was a grey sky that greeted passengers and the crew of the L'Astrale this week when Nelson played host for a one-day visit to the cruise ship on its return visit to Nelson. The ship is 3 years old and is described as a ship with understated elegance. The passengers are said to come from all around the world, but many on this visit are from France and America. Chrissy Small spoke to Nelson Tasman Tourism's Linda Keane about this ship's visit and the plans for the visitors while here.
Now, Linda, of course, the cruise ship has come into port.
Yes.
Now, Nelson Tasman Tourism plays a big part in this, of course.
Yes, we do. We work with, there are specialist inbound tour operators in New Zealand that are commissioned by the cruise line companies to arrange pre-booked excursions once the ship arrives in port. And so we work 2 years in advance to try to get the ship to put Nelson on the itinerary, and then we work with the inbound operator to try to get them to promote some of the various activities and attractions that they can see and do. And so we've got 5 ship visits this summer, and we've just had number 4 this morning.
Wow, and this ship, I believe, is coming back again in February?
Yes, so it was the second visit. This is the Compagnie Ponant vessel called L'Astrale, and it has about 240 passengers and 140 crew. This is the second visit. The first visit was on the 17th of January, and then the next visit is on the 10th of February. And generally about half the passengers are French and half are from the United States.
Okay. Now, what activities have been planned for the ship passengers today, do you know?
Okay, yeah, so they're fairly similar to what we had on the first visit on the 17th and probably similar to the 10th. So there's been between 45 and 70 passengers, just different on different days, that are going out to Kaiteri and then aboard the sea shuttle up to Aroa and having a great day there and then coming back to Nelson, and the sea shuttle will bring them directly back to Port Nelson. And there are a number of passengers that are doing helicopter flights from the port through the Abel Tasman and across the Waimea Plains. And there's also a very large group of about 100 passengers that are coming into the city to do a little bit of a walkabout with the city, look at some of the galleries, and then also travel out to Icon Gallery out by the Mutri.
Gosh, so there's quite a few activities planned, and of course, I guess it's suited for. There must be a various range of age groups in the tour.
Yeah, and generally because we target the higher end luxury boutique ships, and so they're smaller, so they're normally 500 passengers and less. We do get quite a high percentage doing pre-booked excursions. But one of the really neat things that we have on offer that is slightly different and quirky compared to other ports is the whole artistic vibe, you know, with the art galleries and you know, the different artisans and the food offerings, and of course the Abel Tasman National Park. So we've become a really neat new destination for a number of the ships, and we do hope to have larger ships in the future.
Right, and I guess do the actual crew restock supplies here? Or?
Yes, they do. That's a really good question. It's one of those things you don't see behind the scenes about where the benefits of cruise visitors go. You know, with the very first ship we had, Europa, a couple of years ago, you know, it was really neat to see the Tallies truck outside. With our first visit on the 17th of January, the ship had actually travelled 4 days from Hobart, and they went into Milford Sound, but just as a cruise. So Nelson was the first land touch point. And so there was a lot of replenishment with a whole lot of new produce that had been booked to go on board. And that will probably happen for this next trip on the 10th of February as well.
Right. Oh, it's all busy, isn't it?
It is. It's just really terrific for the region.
And how long will the ship be here today?
It came in through the cut about 7:30 this morning and will go out again about 7:30 to 8 p.m. this evening.
Right. Oh, well, I'm sure that Nelson will provide an excellent day for those passengers and crew.
Oh, I'm sure they will. They'll come back absolutely fizzing.
Linda Keane, Nelson Tasman Tourism, thank you very much for speaking with us today.
You're welcome, Chrissy. Take care.
That was wonderful. Thank you.
Many of the passengers, we were informed, had gone out to spend the one day they had in town enjoying some Nelson retail, therapy and food. So we went to the streets of Nelson to see if we could find our foreign cruise visitors. Hey folks, you from the cruise ship that's in town today?
Oh, we have absolutely had wonderful weather. Even in Wellington, it wasn't windy, it wasn't wet, it was sunny and dry.
Would you like to spend more time on shore, like in the smaller towns and cities?
Well, yes, but we're on a tour, so the tour is taking us to the smaller towns around the area, so we will get to see much more.
We have had unbelievable weather. We started in Auckland and all the way down to here, it's been nothing but wonderful weather. Oh, so we're super happy because we were warned that, you know, there could be sometimes rain and get colder and all that, but it's just been gorgeous. Yeah, well, that's the one bad thing when you are on a cruise. You're subject to whatever they decide to do, and most of the places that you stay in are one day. And you're sometimes late at night it leaves. But they're pretty good at getting to show you as much as they can within the day. So, you know, we're happy about it.
And how about shopping and souvenir hunting? Do you have to hunt for souvenirs for the family back home, or you want to do a little bit of, what are you looking for here?
Hunt for souvenirs, and the first shop we got off the bus was exceptional. High quality merchandise, but yet reflecting the area. So we appreciate that. Not the little cheapy kinds of things. These were really nice items.
I mean, the weather couldn't be better, and we've been out along the coast. We started at Auckland, and we're going over to Milford Sound and over to Hobart and on up to Queensland. And there's nothing bad to say. The people are delightful. Everything's nice and clean. And
we love it so far. We love the weather, the sunshine. We saw Queen's Garden, and that was beautiful.
Very nice. And do you think you'll come back after having a look at these places, other places?
Who knows? You know, it's a big world, and I have a lot to see.
Oh, nice one, yeah.
It's beautiful country, just beautiful.
Well, I had worked in Australia for a while, so I had been there before, but I've only been through New Zealand. And I'm blown away by New Zealand. I just love it. And yeah, I haven't been to any place I wouldn't like to come back again if I had a choice. I love the people are great, and it's a beautiful. It's kind of like what the U.S. might have been. Oh, maybe in the 70s, as far as just the mindset, and we're more, you know, go, 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 and I think you people understand how to live better.
The Nelson YMCA has been involved in presenting a series of summertime live youth music gigs at the iconic Tahuna Nui, featuring a collection of local musicians making up some of our young, finest up-and-coming bands, artists, DJs and entertainers. This free event for 18 years and under is the last and great way to end the long summer school holidays. The event is planned to go on into the evening, and I spoke with some of the organisers, Jasmine Turner, Alex Bradley and Alex Hargraves, to find out more. Jasmine, can you tell us a bit more about the activities and attractions that you're going to have down here this year for the Beach Fest?
Absolutely. We've got youth bands, we've got some great youth DJs. We're also going to have some like inflatable fun things to play on, like a gladiator jousting arena. We've got the fly on the wall, so you can hang out upside down for a while and watch the bands if you want. We've got a foam pit that'll be on later on. We're going to have jandal throwing competitions and watermelon eating competitions. We've got a best dressed competition, so you can come dressed in all your best Hawaiian attire. And from there, we're going to judge the best person in the best dressed, and they're going to win a double pass to the Broods concert coming up. So we've got some great prizes. We're going to have ZM down there giving away free iced tea. We've got, oh my gosh, so much stuff. My brain's going crazy.
Yeah, Jasmine, we know it's the Beach Fest is promoted for younger ones, 15 to 18, but can anyone come down, like some of us older young ones?
Oh, absolutely. Why not all come down and have a look? Yeah, even though it is promoted at 15 to 18-year-olds, we want everyone to come down and check out what young people can do here in Nelson.
Alex, you're the lead singer of the Paper City, one of the lead bands that are on for the Beach Fest. Is this the first Beach Fest for you and your group?
No, it's not actually. We've been a part of it since the very first one a few years ago, which so we've been doing it since then. It's pretty amazing to see because like every year it sort of tends to kind of get bigger and better, and it's kind of the crowds get bigger, so it's pretty cool. Yeah.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, you've been doing it for a while. And is Paper City just a local youth band? Can you tell us a bit about your band?
So we started off in Nelson originally, but since like I've left school, I moved to Auckland, so we're kind of playing between Nelson and Auckland at the moment. Yeah, but it's good. Yeah.
Oh, that's great. And you're getting quite a bit of more exposure being up in Auckland?
Yeah, it's good. We've been able to hang out with bands like Jordan Luck's band and stuff, like the Exponents and things. Make some pretty cool connections up there, which is good. But it's also nice to come home and sort of play to like, you know, hometown. It's good.
The younger people in the community have got behind this Beach Fest and they're organising it themselves from what I understand. Where has this group come from?
So the YMCA has a volunteer program for 14 to 24-year-olds called Raise Up, and that's a bunch of local kids from the 5 high schools in Nelson, NMIT and some homeschoolers who have got together, and we took them away on a leadership camp and they have come up with these ideas for events, and so we are, with the help of Nelson City Council, putting them on. So yeah.
Hey, that's fantastic. So how long have you been working towards this then with these sort of groups in this leadership camp?
We started with our Raise Up crew in March, and so this is our 4th event with them, and so we're looking forward to making this one bigger and better than the last Beach Fest.
Great. And how has it been for you trying to get through all the paperwork and all the guidelines and everything?
The paperwork side of it's not my strong point, but I luckily have a great team of other people working at the YMCA with me who can handle some of that as well. But the kids do a lot as well, so that's good.
So your side's just the fun part of actually going down on the beach then?
Yep, fun part and promoting it, and lots of Facebook. Lots and lots of Facebook.
Party at the Beach Fest!
Lee Valley has become a focus for an investigation by local police this week after an incident at a popular swimming hole in the valley on Sunday in which a car had spun out of control and crashed while trying to exit the reserve. Witnesses have told police that the woman driver allegedly attempted to do a burnout while exiting the reserve around 5 p.m, losing control of her car and hitting a parked car in the reserve before her vehicle went over a bank. Investigating officer Constable Peter Jackson said the reserve was packed with cars and children, and it was sheer luck that only one vehicle was hit. The 19-year-old woman driver was taken to hospital with minor injuries, and police are awaiting the results of a blood alcohol test. It is unclear if her injuries resulted from the crash, as witnesses also reported she was involved in a scuffle with a group of people after the crash. Police are speaking to a number of witnesses to the incident, and charges against the woman are likely. And in Motueka, plans to redevelop the Eastern Quay and Beach Reserve areas of Port Motueka near the mouth of the cut by Jacket Island and Tally's fish processing plant will be presented at the annual general meeting of Vision Motueka Thursday this week. The guest speaker at the meeting will be Paul Mosley, who is the secretary of Keep Motueka Beautiful and manager of KMB's Port Motueka project. Work has already been done creating a path and boardwalk at the northern end of the beach reserve, including many plantings. This is the first part of an ambitious project costing tens of thousands of dollars spread over several years, aimed at making the port area a place that residents and tourists alike will want to spend time actively or passively relaxing in the coastal environment. This area has been considered a potential attraction for the town for a long time, but is currently unattractive, especially on the shore of the inlet entrance. Paul's presentation will mark the first of a new format of meetings that Vision Motueka will hold through the year. Guest speakers will be invited to tell interested members of the public about projects and initiatives that they or the groups they represent are involved in that will improve the town. Plans will be outlined for Vision's community-wide information gathering program called Motueka 2030 to be conducted in the autumn at the AGM. The goal of the program will be to engage and talk with as many Motueka people as possible to find out what they think will make Motueka a better place to live in 2030. The project was endorsed by Community Board at its May 2014 meeting and has support of Tasman District Council leaders. The AGM will be held at Community House, Dex Reserve, starting at 7:30 p.m. this Thursday the 29th. A simple supper will be provided and a gold coin koha would be appreciated for the supper and hall hire. Also a thumbs up for photographers out there. The Motueka District Museum is holding a photographic competition which will be used to build an exhibition showing what Motueka looks like in February 2015. There will be 5 categories in the competition: modern landscape, modern buildings, high street fashion, coastlines and waterways, surviving history, old buildings, farm machinery and vehicles. Each entry must be taken during the month of February and not be digitally enhanced. The closing date for entries is March 13th and they will be displayed in the Snapshot in Time exhibition through May and June. Winners of the 5 categories will be decided by public vote at the end of the exhibition. The need for speed is important for one young Nelson girl who has just been chosen to represent New Zealand in Australia in the Oceania Speed Skating Champs in April. Nelson continues to produce up-and-coming stars like 12-year-old Zahn Twizzle, the only one from Nelson to be selected to join 9 others from around the country. I talked with Zahn about this exciting, hard-earned opportunity. Zahn, you've been selected to go to the Oceania Champs in April. Can you tell us a little bit about that and how you feel?
I'm really excited to go, and yeah, we've been training quite a lot, so it's been quite hard, but really fun.
And is it just you going, or is there many in your team?
There's about 10 people from New Zealand going to Australia. I'm the only person from Nelson, but there are quite a few people from Timaru and up north and stuff.
Well,
yeah.
That's fantastic, great work. And how much training have you been doing?
We've been doing 6 days a week,
wow,
which is quite hard, but we've been doing some at Sexton and then some at the rink, so it's a good mix, so it doesn't really get boring, so yeah, it's quite fun.
And what got you interested in skating to begin with?
Well, when I was about 5 or 6, I just used to skate around for like fun at the skating rink with my friends, and then not last year but the year before I started doing roller hockey, and that got me interested in speed skating because I just thought that looked really fun. So I couldn't do both, so I had to choose one, so I chose speed skating, and then yeah.
And you couldn't do both because the training was just too hard?
Yeah, I would have been doing every day training, so that wouldn't have been very fun.
No. Zahn, it must be really expensive to try to get over to the champs. How are you going to fund yourself?
I have a Give a Little page where people can sponsor me to get over to Australia and compete, because it's quite a lot of money to like buy all the uniform and then get the flights and then accommodation as well, so yeah.
What kind of price are you looking at, do you think?
I'm about $4,000.
Wow.
And then plus my dad going, but we're going to pay for that because it's not really part of me speed skating.
Yeah, but you need your dad to go to help you, don't you?
Yeah, it would be pretty scary to be in Australia without anyone I know.
Zahn, you must have a lot of support from the people around you. Is anyone you want to thank for getting you to the champs?
Yeah, Ellen and Anna have been amazing coaches and they've helped me get to this point, and yeah, they're really good.
Wow, Zahn, $4,000 is a lot of money to raise, but you're representing New Zealand, so we'll hope that the locals get behind you and support Zahn in her bid to get to the Australasian Champs. Athletes are only as good as their coaches, and Nelson Roller Sports Club speed skating coach Alan Bartlett is proving he is up with the best of them. Alan, you must be really chuffed to have one of the girls picked to go to the Oceania Champs. Can you tell us a bit about that?
Yeah, no, it's fantastic. Zahn's only been skating for 15 months or so, and we're really pleased that she's been able to get to this level so quickly. Yeah.
Wow, 15 months, that's fantastic. And how often do they train?
Oh, they're training at the moment 6 days a week. During the winter time, we sort of reduce that down to maybe 2 or 3 times a week. But yeah, this time of year, they've got to be doing at least 6 days a week.
Wow, yeah. 6 days a week, and in this heat as well, it's hard work for them, isn't it?
Oh yeah, a bit tough, yeah.
Oh, they're nice and young and fit, so that's how it works. Alan, how long have you been coaching for?
A number of years. I can't really count the total number of years, but yeah, and I've coached a number of people up to international level in the past, and Yeah, over the last 4 or 5 years we reduced down to virtually no skaters in Nelson, so it's really good now that we've got some enthusiastic parents and some enthusiastic kids, and we're building back up again.
Oh yeah, that's great, and it always amazes me the quality of people we have in the community. You've trained them up to international standard. I mean, how lucky the girls are.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you know, I can tell a skater as soon as they get out on the track whether they're going to be a speed skater or not. You know, there's a natural element in there somewhere, and yeah, you can see it as a coach. You know, so.
And Zaan must certainly have it.
Yep, she has. Yep.
Do you, on that point, do you have to push them very much? I mean, they are young. I mean, do you have to push them along?
From time to time, obviously. I mean, they have their days. Sometimes I walk away wondering whether it's really worth it. But yeah, no, they're basically self-motivated, and they're getting the support from the parents, which is a big thing.
Yeah, that's great. And speed skating, it kind of sounds a bit dangerous. I mean, is it really?
Essentially not. It's meant to be a non-contact sport, so there's no sort of argy-bargy going on. But obviously every now and then people kind of trip up on other people's skates or whatever, so there are falls and people break arms and things like that. So yeah, like I say, the surface is not very giving.
No,
yeah.
no, it certainly isn't. Oh, hey, great job, and we wish Zaan and the rest of the team all the best for their training, and Zaan for the Oceania Champs.
Yeah, thanks very much.
And a club is only as good as the parents who devote their spare time to making it all work. I spoke with Robert Stack, the parent with the hard task of fundraising to keep the club's wheels turning. Thanks for your time, Robert. Hey, you've got the hard job of being the parent who's got to get the funds together. What kind of costs do the club have to meet?
Yeah, each skater has a set of skates. Of course, they're $850 minimum. They can range up to $2,000 for a good set. And their skin suits, if they fall over, they can wear them out, and you need another one. They're $100 to $150 each. So it can cost $1,000 for each skater to set up to get skating. And we've got 25 to 30 skaters now in the club. So that's $25,000 to $30,000 worth of gear. So my job in the last 12 months has been to get our first group kitted out for nationals. It's been about $12,000 to do that. We've raised $10,500 worth from corporate sponsors. We're a wee bit short just at the moment, but we will get that in due course. The majority of that has just been spent on skates and wheels. Yep.
Well, it's a lot of money, isn't it? And the club's actually buying the skin suits and the skates for the girls?
Yeah, it's our desire to make it a cheap and easy entry for our skaters. They come from all walks of life, and our desire is to make it enjoyable, easy access, and the skates, they last a long time. So once somebody grows out of a set of boots, they can be passed on to the next skater. So we're expecting 10 to 12 years worth of life out of the boots and skates. The wheels will need to be replaced earlier than that, but yeah, it's a long-term project.
Well, yeah, no, that's great. Yeah, good work on the club to get the girls and get in there as cheaply as possible. So you've got corporate sponsors. Anything else going on there?
Yeah, we have a tour coming up, and we're going to have sponsorship for that, and there's prize money for that for the skaters that are competing. There'll be 50 or 60 skaters from all around the country coming in, and we'll be skating in Nelson and Blenheim. So we're really excited about that event. We're looking forward to Zaan participating in that as well, as along with all the other Nelson skaters.
Yeah, right, and you've got Zaan going over to the champs in Australia. Have you got anything in the pipeline specifically for her funding to get her over there?
Yeah, her parents and Zaan have worked together already this week to set up and get an entry onto the Give a Little page. It's a fundraising page for people that need help. And Zaan's cost to compete at Oceania level is going to be approximately $4,000, and our desire is to get behind Zaan and help her raise that money and make it not too hard for her to compete. That's sports people within our sport from all around New Zealand and Australia, all competing in one area. There's 24 skaters going from New Zealand, and there'll be a big contingent from Australia and a few other Oceania countries as well.
Well, it sounds like they're lucky they've got a good coach and a fantastic parent behind them doing the fundraising.
We've been very fortunate. In 12 months, 14 months ago, we sort of had this idea, my wife did, to restart up the speed group. And the fact that Alan, our coach, has come back on board and is helping us is just wonderful. His skills and knowledge has certainly helped Zaan and others build speed rather impressively over the last 12 months, to the point that they are now competitive skaters at a national level, and I'm sure she'll be competitive at an international level.
Well, good work, and thanks very much for all your efforts.
Yeah, thank you, and we're looking forward to plenty more support from our business people that have helped us, because this is an ongoing project kitting out more people.
After the break, we'll bring you the latest weather update and some events and happenings coming up from around the region.